Hello students, welcome to Science Online class. You all know that in our surroundings there are so many living and non-living components. Actually, our environment is made up of living and non-living components. Soil, water, air are non-living components. Human, plants, animals, and microorganisms are living components. Now, both living and non-living components interact with each other and support each other to survive. I am showing you a chart here. It is, look, environment. Here it is non-living components and living components. Two parts are there. And soil, water and air are the parts of non-living components, and human, plants, animals and microorganisms are part of living components. Okay, so now living components can be categorized into three types: producer, consumers and decomposers. I'm showing you a chart again. Living components are divided into three parts: producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers are plants, consumers are animals and human beings, decomposers bacteria and fungi. Actually, and the consumers are four types: herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, scavengers. Is it clear to you? I think it is clear to you. Okay, next. Actually, what are producers? First, the living organisms who can prepare their own food are called producers. So you know that plants are producers. Only plants can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process in which plants prepare their food with the help of sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. And you all know chlorophylls are the green pigments present in leaves. Through photosynthesis, plants release oxygen in the atmosphere. Some plants trap insects and eat them only for some important nutrients which they cannot absorb from soil. These type of plants are there are examples of this type of plants are pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, etc. Okay. Next is consumers. Consumers are the living beings. Consumers are the living beings which cannot produce their own food. For that, they have to depend on producers and other living organisms. Consumers are further divided into four types: herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, scavengers, as I told you before. Herbivores are actually living beings which eat only plants. Example, cow, zebra, deer, etc. They are herbivores. Just have a look. Herbivores are the living beings which eat only plants. And carnivores next. Carnivores are living beings which eat only flesh of other animals. Example, lion, tiger, wolf, etc. Omnivores eat both plants and flesh of other animals. Example, crow, raccoon and humans, after obviously human being. And next are scavengers. Scavengers always feed on dead plants and animals. Example, vulture, crow, hyena, etc. Always remember, each type of animals have special type of teeth for their food habits. And the next is decomposers. Next is decomposers. Decomposers are the organisms that break down the remains of a dead animal or plant and help the body in decomposing. Nutrients of the dead plants or animals are given back into the soil by decomposers. Example of decomposers are bacteria, fungi, etc. So we all now know that all the living organisms in the and in our environment dependent on each other. Now I am telling you about the food chain. A food chain shows how all the living organisms are dependent on each other for getting their food, and how energy is being transferred from one living organism to another. Here is an example of a food chain. Actually, I'll see here, grass is eaten by grasshopper, which is then eaten by a rat, and snake is eating the rat, and then snake is being eaten by an eagle. This is a complete food chain. Food chain helps us to understand that how the energy is being transferred from one living organism to another. There is also another food chain I am telling you. A rabbit eats the plant, a fox eats the rabbit, the fox dies, and the vulture eats its dead body, and finally the remains are decomposed by bacteria, and the nutrients are absorbed by the soil, which is again used by the plants. Okay, so this is food chain. And now, and you know, food chains can be short or long depending on how many consumers can be eaten before they die and begin to decompose. Uh, and animal, now you all know that animal plays a role in the food chain. If any of the animals goes missing from the food chain, then the entire food chain gets disturbed, and thus cause imbalance in nature causes. Okay. If the population of one group of animal decreases or increases, it affects entire ecosystem. To maintain the balance in the ecosystem, all plants and animals are necessary. So always remember, to maintain the balance in the ecosystem, all plants and animals are necessary. But due to some external factors, this balance sometimes getting disturbed. Some of the factors are hunting, forest fire, etc. Actually, hunting is an illegal practice of killing or capturing the animals. This practice can seriously cause a significant reduction of the number of animals and disrupts food chain. And the next, forest fire is also a cause of natural imbalance. Sometimes nature plays a role in disturbing the balance of the ecosystem. Natural phenomena like volcanic eruption, lightning can cause forest fire. And sometimes human activities can also be responsible for this. And for that, the extensive land burning down and the trees burn down, and a huge amount of animals are killed. So the natural ecosystem or natural balance in also disrupted. So this was the chapter that I told you. I think you all realize what is the interdependence in living beings, and you all read the chapter thoroughly. And in our next class, I'll give you the question answer on this chapter. Okay, so till then, bye.